הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבטוחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבטוחים גם יחד. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבטוחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבטוחים גם יחד.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you all for being here for this special Shabbat. I know we've had a lot of special worship recently. It feels nice to not be up here in a robe and just feel a little looser. It's very nice. So this Shabbat is a special Shabbat called Shabbat Shuvah, and it's the Shabbat in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And it's an opportunity to do that one final bit, to take a moment of prayer before we enter into Yom Kippur. Before we begin, I want to invite everyone to first turn and say hello to everyone who's joining us virtually. Say Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova. And I'll invite you also to turn and say hello to someone that you did not come here with and say Shabbat Shalom. The high holiday season is a time for introspection. At this season, some people have specific rituals that they do each and every year to prepare themselves for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Some people will read and reread Rabbi Alan Liu's seminal work, This is Real and You Are Totally Unprepared. Some people will have a practice of meditation every day. Some people journal. There's a nice contingency here who have participated in our Elul reading series with that same idea, or attended Wild Acres, our congregational retreat. But I realized this week that I actually have a ritual that I didn't realize had become a ritual. I don't do it cognizantly, but now I will. And that is that I rewatch the TV show The Good Place. And that is because that television show is the high holidays wrapped into a half-hour comedy. It's amazing. It hits all of the themes just beautifully. And at one point, the main character, Eleanor Shellstrop, critiques the good place, bad place structure of the afterlife. She explains, I was a medium person, so I should get to spend eternity in a medium place, like Cincinnati. Everybody who wasn't perfect but wasn't terrible should get to spend eternity in Cincinnati. Now that mediumness is the entire point of these 10 days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and in particular, this special Shabbat. The Talmud teaches us that on Rosh Hashanah, 3, not 2, books are opened. The first is for the truly wicked, for the absolute sinners, the truly, truly terrible people. The second is for the perfectly righteous people, the person you meet and it's hard to believe that they're even a real person. But the third book, that book is for the Beinonim, the in-betweeners, the medium people, as Eleanor would say. I would guess that most of us, if not all of us, are those in-betweeners. We're not perfect, but we're not terrible either. These 10 days are designed for us. The Talmud teaches us that Beinonim, the in-betweeners, are held in the balance and stand from Rosh Hashanah until Yom Kippur. Our job is to help tip that scale. So, on this Shabbat Shuvah, I invite all of us, Beinonim, to take a look inward and honestly consider the mistakes we've made this past year and consider what we need to do to rectify those mistakes. And with that, I just want to say Shabbat Shalom and welcome to Cincinnati. We bring in the warmth and light of Shabbat by lighting our candles. It's my honor to invite up AJ and John to help us do so.
That's fancy. Oh, okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Oh, yeah.
We join in the words of Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava u'ratzon chinchilanu zikaron le'maseh b'reishit ki hu yom techilah le'nikrae kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim ki banu b'harta v'otanu kidasha mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava u'ratzon chinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen.
Thank you. Oh.
As a congregation on Shabbat, we take a few moments to celebrate together things that have brought us joy in the past week or 2 weeks. We get double because we didn't do it last week. So if there's anything that you want to share, I invite you to raise your hand so that we can celebrate as one community. Yes. The anniversary of his birth, often called a birthday. Gotcha. Well, Mazel Tov, we say Ad Me'ah Ve'asrim until 120. Any other simchas? Joys? Yes, AJ. Okay, so your daughter Frida is taking driver's ed, which is exciting and also means that it's very freeing for you. Yes, absolutely. Wonderful. Yeah. For good health, absolutely. So glad to hear that. Mazel tov. Yeah. Everyone was safe in a really scary situation. Oh, awful. Glad everyone is safe. I have one that I'm gonna lose my job over. But Fred, you go first, and before I get fired. I'm sorry, say it again. You were appointed to the state holiday. Wow, that's incredible. Congratulations. They're lucky to have you. Okay, I'm not going to share mine now. It was a big Saints win on Monday. And I got to go to the game. Thank you. The Saints win on Monday. Brought me joy, you know. Oh, no. I did that too. Well, for all of these simchas, some really incredible, good medical news and safety, and being appointed to a really profoundly important council for the Jewish people, and things as small as winning fantasy football, we offer words of thanks, the words of Shechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
With joy and exuberance, the words of Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad Hishmianu el hamuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad U'l-shem u'l-tiferet ve'litila lecha dodi likrat kala Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam ha'ed. Yalalai lai lai, 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 yalalai lai lai.
Throughout the high holidays, our liturgy is riddled with imagery of God as an incisive judge, a punitive parent, a harsh ruler. And it can be a lot. It can feel like a lot. And this Shabbat, nestled in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, provides a different image of God. A God who loves and cares for us, who has bestowed us with the greatest gift, that of Torah. Amidst the difficult and sometimes harsh work of tshuva, of repentance, the words of our liturgy, and in particular Ahavat Olam, are like a warm embrace, like being wrapped in a cozy blanket, like climbing into bed after a long day of work, providing us with words of comfort and love.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amecha ahavta, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadta, otanu limadta. Akein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochteinu, ufkumeinu nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו לאורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, נגה יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל Elohecha, bechol levavcha, ubchol nafshecha, ubchol meodecha, vehayu advarim haele, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom al levavecha, veshinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha bebeitecha, uvlechtecha v'derech, uvshochbecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot beinenecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvish'arecha, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Mi chamocha. God has bestowed us with the gift of freedom. The freedom to make choices. The freedom to decide how we want to treat others, how we want to treat the world around us. The freedom to choose what words we say and which ones we don't. The freedom to decide how we want to care for ourselves or not. And the freedom to make different choices in the new year, to make different choices each and every day. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, who is like you, O God?
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha neder b'kodesh, Torah tehilot oseh pele, Torah tehilot oseh pele. Malchutecha u'vanecha, bokei hayam lifnim Moshe u'Miriam, ze'elianu ve'amru, ze'elianu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת
know if you've noticed, but during our Amidah, whether you're in our Siddur or you're looking up at the words on our screens, there are these tiny little insertions in italics. And they're words that we only say on this one Shabbat. So I always feel like the real star of Shabbat Shuvah are the inserts in the Amidah and in our prayer for peace. They don't get said aloud except for this Shabbat. They hang out all year. They're there right in front of us. We open up our book, and they're literally in front of our faces. Sometimes maybe we notice them, maybe we don't. But what I love about it is that while, yes, here on Shabbat Shuvah, we say them out loud, we're conscious of them, it's this quiet little reminder throughout the year that if we're paying attention, that we should be doing the work of tshuva, of repentance, of working to be a better person, not just in this time period, but each and every day. We rise for the Amidah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avoteinu ve'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei B'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Zochreinu Lecha Hayim, Melech HaFetz HaChaim V'chot Beinu B'Sefer HaChaim Lemancha Elohim Chaim Melech Hozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Bechayei Hakol, Atah Rav Lehoshia, Borid Hatal, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayei Hakol Berachamim Rabbi, Somech Noflim Verofei Kolim, Umatir Asurim, Umkayem Emunato, Lishen Leafar, Micha Mocha Baal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Nemitum Chayeh, Hatzmiach Yeshua, Micha Mocha Ab, Harachamim, Zocher Yetzurav, Lechaim Berachamim, B'ne'emana אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני בחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, הקדושים בכל יום יהללוך הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני המלך הקדוש.
Please be seated. Take a few moments for private prayer and reflection.
למענך אלוהינו עשה ולא לנו ראה עמידתנו דלים וריקים. למענך עשה ולא לנו ראה עמידתנו דלים וריקים. הנשמה לך והגוף לך כוסה על עמלך הנשמה לך. הנשמה לך והגוף לך כוסה על עמלך הנשמה לך.
We take a moment to offer words of Mishaberach, of healing, the names of individuals in our community who are in need of a refuah shlema, of a speedy and whole recovery, will be projected on our walls. If there's someone that you are thinking of who's in need of a little bit of wholeness in our broken world, I invite you to share their name as I look around the congregation.
Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
There was a great rabbi named Rabbi Elazar ben Shimon. One day, he was traveling from the Academy of Yavna back to his home in Migdal Gezor. And on his journey, he passed through this tiny village of Tekoa. It's like, a Passover, flyover village, if you will. Really not much there. But as he's passing through, the villagers run out to greet him, and they say, "Rabbi, you're here. You're such an incredible rabbi. Please come into our shul and give a Devar Torah. Give a drash. Please teach us some Torah." What was Rabbi Elazar to do? He went and he decided to give a Devar Torah. And he offered these beautiful words of Torah. He spoke of how God is the potter at his wheel, the weaver at her loom, the blacksmith at her anvil. He said, just as these artisans shape the raw material according to their needs and inclinations, so too does the one who made us all mold us each to God's purpose. It was this gorgeous teaching about what it means to be B'Tselem Elohim, to be created in the image of God, and how important it is to respect every living being. Well, just outside of the synagogue was a beggar, a man who had been living in a tower for many, many years. His hands were gnarled. He was covered from head to toe in dirt and filth. His hair was visibly greasy, and he knew what he looked like, and so he didn't feel he could actually enter into the synagogue, and he just stood in the back so that he could hear the words of the rabbi, and he ate up every word. He hurried home, and he waited beside the road, and when Rabbi Elazar passed by on his donkey, he approached him and he said, "Rabbi Elazar, your Devar Torah was so beautiful. Would you please bless me?" Rabbi Elazar looked at him, and he gasped, and he said, "Heaven shield me from such ugliness." He could not believe how ugly this man appeared to him. And the beggar said to him, offended, "How could you say such a thing? Go to the one who made me and say, 'How ugly is this vessel you have formed?'" And in that moment, Rabbi Elazar realized his sin, that not only had he offended this man, that he was so incredibly rude, but also that he had violated his own teaching that he had just delivered about the importance of respecting all of God's creatures. And he looked at the man and he said, "I am so sorry. Please, please forgive me." And the beggar said, "I will forgive you when the one who made you forgives you." Elazar got down from his donkey. He prostrated himself on the ground. He took off his sandals. He tore his robes. He threw dust on his head, and he begged the beggar for forgiveness. But the beggar refused to budge. "I will forgive you when the one who made you forgives you." And the rabbi explained, "I cannot leave this spot until you forgive me." Still, the beggar said, "I will forgive you when the one who made you forgives you." So for hours, this is going on. Rabbi Elazar is on the ground. He's covered in dirt, crying, pleading with the man, and still the beggar refuses. Well, the sun starts to go down, and Rabbi Elazar is supposed to be home by now. And so his 4 children approach, and they see their father laying on the ground, and they say, "Father, Father, what are you doing?" And the beggar looks at them and says, "Who are you talking to?" And they say, "This is our father on the floor." And the beggar said, "Do you follow his example? Do you treat people the same way that your father does?" And Rabbi Elazar's children were beside themselves. "What are you talking about? Our rabbi is this wonderful person. He's this respected rabbi across the whole land. What are you talking about?" And Elazar explained, "It is true. I said this horrible thing, and I have begged for forgiveness. I have realized the error of my ways, but this man will not accept my apology." So his first son said, "Why will you not forgive him?" And the second son, "What more could you possibly want him to do?" And another son said, "Scoundrel, you think your life is miserable now. It will seem like paradise if you do not forgive our father this instant." But still, nothing. The beggar refused. But then Rabbi Elazar's daughter stepped up. She spoke to the beggar gently, and she said, "Don't you realize that the one who made you has already forgiven our father? He is always ready to forgive. Our father knows this as well. He afflicts himself for your sake alone. He will not leave this spot until you accept his apology and drop this bitter burden from your shoulders." She takes his hand and says, "Come, say with me, I forgive." The beggar was so moved by her words, he decided to finally accept the apology. And Rabbi Elazar said, and the beggar said, "Can you ever forgive me?" He said, "It's already done." As much as the high holidays are a time to ask for forgiveness, it's also a time to emulate God and God's willingness to forgive us. Not that we need to forgive every wrong that's ever been done to us. There are some things that are unforgivable. There are some things that we're going to need more time to come to terms with before we can forgive. But this season calls on us to look inward and consider what grudges we stubbornly hold in our heart and how that refusal of forgiveness, of that letting go, might be affecting us. How it might be affecting our ability to open ourselves up to others, to move forward, to love. What is one grievance you're ready to release so that you might enter 5784 a healthier, more whole individual? Shabbat Shalom. We continue with the words of Aleinu L'Shabeach. Please rise.
Aleinu L'Shabeach L'Adon HaKol, L'Titz Gidula L'Yotzer Breshit, Shelo Asanu Kegoyei Haratzot, Velo Samanu Kemishpachot Ha'adama, Shelo Sam Chelkeinu Kahem, V'goraleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu, v'ne'emar le'haya Adonai le'melech al kol ha'aretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Please be seated. As we do in every service, we remember those who have left us, some soon, recently, and some a very long time ago, and some in between. As is our custom here at Temple Bethel, I invite you to rise if a name of your loved one is mentioned. We remember those who have died in the past 30 days: Shloshim, Judy Finkelstein, Marvin Hendler, Alan Siegel, Alan J. Weisbard, and those whose yahrzeits occur this week: Charles Abrams, Bessie Allweiss, Leopold John Barron, Dorothy Blumenreich, Jean Bogan, Pauline Bruckstein, Simon Adele Cohen, Becky Cohen, Wallace Cotton, Harry Dopkin, Israel Dordek, Etta Dordek, Joel Dressner, Mildred Erdheim, Leo Finman, Julius Fisher, Max Golder, Edith Gordon, Eveline Beale Green, Marcia Green, Dinah Hambury, Esther Frieda Hooden, Bertha Kaplan, Hedwig Kaufman, Albert Kaufman, Theodore Klafter, Samuel Krefetz, Alfred Liepau, Tessa Leslie, Hermine Lintz, Sylvia Linder Marcus, Bruce Markell, J.D. Morris, Ed Morrison, Barbara Novell, Roy Plotkin, Robert Raitt, David Rosenblatt, William Bill Tobias Salem, Francis Sandford, Madeline Schoenberg, Norma Lee Schwartz, Joseph Isaac Schwartz, Max Schwartz, Hilda Schwartz, Bertram Silbert, Richard Silverman, Gustav H. Small, Charles Sonneborn, Dionitia Soto, Joseph Steinman, Albert Tenner, Pearl Vogel, Lillian Watson, Peter Weinrib, Israel Irwin Weinstein, Judith Wilson, Edith Santilli Wirtz, Alan Wolf, Philip Wolf, Larry Ziff. Please rise and join the mourners with words of Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute, V'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala u'v'zman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'alam ulon me'almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'ela u'le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya L'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu Yisrael Eimeru Amen.
Please be seated. It's my honor to invite up Fred Valfer to, AJ, come on up, AJ. The page lied to me.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Testing. Okay. The community memorial service is on Sunday at 10:30 a.m., September 24th at 10:30 a.m. at the Hebrew Cemetery of Charlotte. So you can find more information about this event at hebrewcemetery.org. I'm not sure if you know that Yom Kippur is coming up. So let me just run down, just in case you haven't registered yet or you don't know the series of events. So Kol Nidre is this Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Yom Kippur Families with Young Children service is at 8:30 a.m. on Monday in Gorlick Hall. Yom Kippur Families with School-Aged Children, 8:30 a.m. here. Yom Kippur morning services at 11 a.m. here. Now, Yom Kippur afternoon, we have awesome options, including yoga with Rabbi Schindler, a favorite. Right now with Robin Dreschel, and an opportunity, a very important opportunity to participate in the temple's strategic planning process. We want to hear everybody's voices. That's you guys watching, in virtual land and everybody in this room. We really want to hear everybody's voices as we shape our future. So these are great listening sessions with Rabbi Knight and Jonathan Friedman. And don't worry, you don't have to sign up, just come, please. The healing service in Yitzhak will begin at 3:30 p.m. in here. Then we have Sukkot. We have Sukkot beginning on Friday night, September 29th. Thank you to Brotherhood in advance for building our new sukkah. It's awesome. Oh, that's exciting. Okay. 5 p.m., come and be part of the Sukkah Squad. Everyone loves to decorate and be creative to help decorate the sukkah. So bring your kids and grandkids and have a blast. And then at 6 p.m., there's a special sukkah service outside, followed by a congregational cookout. And registration is required for the dinner. There is also a teen hangout over dinner and dessert. So inviting all the teens to the Donna S. Levin Pavilion on the Gold Hudson patio, and registration is also required. This is bold. Hang out in the sukkah all week. Enjoy the great weather. Our sukkah is your sukkah. That's funny. On September 30th, 9 a.m., Sukkot sojourn, Torah study, and hike at James Boyce Park. Meet in the pavilion, and there will not be Torah study then. 6 p.m., young adult 20 to 30-somethings, Sukkah cookout with Rabbi Ernheim over here. And Charlie Cox at Charlie Cox's house. Yeah, registration is required. I don't think you should just hang out, show up at your house. That would be bad. And then really, please don't forget to support the Liberty Hunger Drive and Shalom Park Freedom School Drive. Support our team leaders fighting food insecurity and better education in Charlotte. So please donate. It's www.templebethel.org/hunger, and it benefits Second Harvest and Shalom Park Freedom School. Thank you all. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
AJ. Before we jump to our closing song, thank you so much, AJ. Just a quick reminder, as we are well aware, Yom Kippur is coming up, and we read on Yom Kippur morning the words of Isaiah, "Is this the fast that I desire?" The important thing is not about doing terrible things to our bodies. It's about being present and being healthy and being in a state of mind where we can do the work of tshuva. So a reminder that if you need to eat, if you need to take medication throughout Yom Kippur, you are not only allowed to, but you are commanded to, you have to. And this is the time to start hydrating, to drink some water, some Gatorade, maybe limit your coffee intake, things like that. It's important to do some preparation so that we are all healthy throughout our holiday together.
And for the High Holy Days, we should also end. That sounds great. Keep going. There we go. We will also close with a melody that we sing during the High Holy Days, Pure Hearts. Create a pure heart in me, O God. Create a pure heart in me. Create a pure heart in me, O God. Create a pure heart in me, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within.
Shabbat Shalom.